Hello all, welcome to my tutorial. In today's session we are going to learn HTML forms. You will see all the forms for registration as well as login, right? So today I am going to show you how to create a form and how to send the data to the backend. Okay, let's create with HTML forms.html. Okay, now start coding. Doc type HTML and root element. HTML is the root element. Inside HTML two sections will be there. One is head section, one is body section will be there. In head section title we will give title of the HTML page. Here what will say HTML forms. Okay, in body section let's add some heading like HTML form. Now save it, open in the browser. It is coming like this, HTML forms. Now go to body section and start form. Okay, using form element we will create a form. Okay, in form, inside form we will use input element. Okay, input type equal to text, means you can enter some text here. Before input we will say first name colon. Okay, let's see how it will come, this one. So input element we will write like this. This is the syntax of the input element. It will start with input and attribute is the type equal to text. Let's see in the browser how it will come. See, it is coming. This is the label. Label means whatever displaying part, this one. And here this is the input. Okay, here input you can type something. Okay, after that you can say last name. I want to enter last name also in the form. Now again input type equal to text. Okay, now let's see how it will come. Now it is coming first name and last name. I want to put in the next line these two. First name should be in single row, second last name should be another row. I want to, then I can use break. Okay, now let's see how it will come. See, now it is first name is coming in single row, second last name is coming in another row. You can use like this, but break is not recommendable tag. Instead of break you can use div element. So let's remove break element and use div. Div is a block level element. Okay, input is inline element. I will tell the difference in separate session, inline elements and block level elements. Okay, for now you use div element. So let's use this one. You can align like this. Okay, similar way this also. So let's close this div. Now see how it will come. So same result will come. Instead of break we used div element. Okay, div element will occupy complete row. So next whatever text is there, that will not allow in the this row. Okay, so let's create some first name, last name is there. Let's say some password. I want to create some password. Let's say let's start with the div. Label is password and input let's say input. Now type is not a text, it is password. So using this type equal to password we will create a password. Let's see how it will come. What is the difference between type text and what is the difference and this one password. Okay, if you see here, let's say first name is, last name is something, and password, if you see password, that letters are not displaying, it is hidden. Okay, we are seeing only the dots. So this is the use of the type equal to password. If we use type equal to text for password, it will display. Password is a sensitive information, we should not show to others. Okay, that's why we should use type equal to password instead of type text. Okay, then I want to one button for saving these details, first name, last name, password. I want to send to the back end for saving the data. So now let's create one button. Okay, input type equal to submit. I want to submit the details. Here one attribute is there, value equal to let's say submit data. Okay, using type equal to submit attribute, we will create the submit button. Use this value will useful for displaying this inside button, whatever this thing. This value you can use in inputs also. Let's say here value equal to, let's say I want to display this SRI when this page reloads. At that time I want to display. Okay, with before typing only I want to show some value in the input, then we can use this value input. Similar way I used value input here, submit button also. Okay, let's say I want to display some predefined value here also, last name. Then this is my last name, so let's say go here. This is the value of this form. When you refresh this one also, this value will be there until you clear. You can override if you want. Let's say my name is Gopal, then you can override this one, but whatever you given, that will come in the while page load, or when you come to this page initially. That is the use of value attribute. Okay, now this is the submit button. There are some more input types are there. Let's say input type text area is there. Okay, let's say I want to write some address. Now I can use text area. Text area is the element we will use like this. Okay, if you see now, see here text area is coming. Okay, you can write some address or whatever. If you want to write some multi-line content, you can use text area. You can increase this text area size also. Let's say you can give some width and height here. Style equal to width some 200 by 200 pixel I want. Okay, height colon 200. So this is the inline style. About styling part I will explain in separate session. While learning CSS sessions, I will tell briefly about this one, but for now you remember like this we will write CSS. Okay, so I am giving width 200 and height 200. Okay, so text area will start with this one text area element, and you can give, if you want to give height and width, you can give like this. So now it is coming like this. Let's say my address is some home number something, then village name, then something, some pin code. Like this you can add it, but in input element is a single line element. If you write something, that will display in a single line, but here multi-line you can add it some content. For that you will use text area. So say for example address, you can use text area. So there are other elements are there. Select box. Okay, select box means there is multiple options will display in the screen. You can select any one of the options. Okay, section, sorry, select. Okay, select, here also select. So now inside select there is some options will be there. Using option element we will create the options. Let's say some car, Maruti, some cars I want to display here, car models. Let's say Maruti. There is another options. Suzuki, Bajaj. Okay, now before that I want to give, what is that, select car company. Now let's see how this will come. Okay, see here, select car company. Okay, we can use some break here. Let's use some break just for without confusing multi-line. Okay. Now let's see. See, I given break some space before each input. Okay, just for clarity without confusing. Okay. So now we are explaining about this select box. No? So select box we will write using select element. Inside that we will write using option element. We will give other options. Okay. So these three are the options is displaying. You can select any one here. So if you have multiple options, the user want to select any one of the option, you can use this select box. Let's say I want to select to any one option by default. I want to select this one by default. Then I can use selected attribute. Okay, now if you see here Bajaj is selected by default. So by default we are giving value to this one, right? Similar to say that one, by default value this select box we will give this one. Now let's go with another one. Okay, now I want to give border of this image, complete total form. Okay, how to give border? Let's say there is one element is there, field set inside form. So I will give field set element for the complete form. My field set will end at the end of the form. Let's format this one. How to format the document? Right click and here you will find format document. Okay, now save this one and go to here. See, entire form one border is coming, so we can give border using field set. Now I want to give some title of the form here. How to give? Now one more element is there in the field set, legend. What it will do, it will give the title of the form. Inside legend you need to give the let's say registration details, something. Now let's go here and see here, registration details is coming for entire form. So this is looking good now actually. So these two are the combination actually. Field set will give border and legend will give title of the form. So these two are useful. Okay, and let's continue this form. After select box there are some more input types are there. currently we used type equal to text, type equal to password, right? Type equal to submit also we used. There are some more things. Let's give some break for spacing. Use that input. Let's say I want to enter some email. Okay, we'll write inside div email colon input. Here we will write type equal to email. Now see how it will come. See, this is similar to input box only coming, but let's say I entered something ABC. You click on submit button, then see it is showing the validation message. Please include an @ in the email address, because @ is mandatory for the email address. ABC is not a valid email. So if you see any email, it will come like @gmail.com, something similar to this email address format will be there. But if we enter something different without @, if we enter this this form will validate automatically, because we have written type equal to email. Okay, so that will check the validation of the email automatically. So that there is some more things are there. Let's copy this one. Let's say I want to give some date, enter some date of birth, DOB. Okay, here you can say date. There is one type is there, date. Then date picker will come. You need to select the date. See here date is coming. If you need to select the date. Let's say mine is Jan 7th. So like this we need to select the date of birth, whatever it is. Currently I am using for date of birth. You can use for some another purpose also this date picker. Okay, while selecting the dates, you can use this input type equal to date. And similar way there is other things also there. Month, type equal to month. Let's say I want to select some month. Here some month format is coming. You can select January 2021. Okay, like that. If you want to select in a real time, I don't think this will useful, but there is option is there, type month also. Similar way week also there. If you want to have week, type equal to week. Okay, let's save this one and see how week will come. Week format will be like this. Let's say you select something, some 10th week something is coming, but these two are not much real time useful. Mostly this date useful for selecting date of birth or something, some another useful. Okay, and there are some more things are there. Let's say we can copy paste here. Let's say I want to upload some file. Okay, input type equal to file. Now go here and save it. Here is coming file colon choose file. Let's say if I click on this one, it will show the images. You can select any one of the image. I want to upload this one. Open this one. See here file name is coming. So once you submit this data, we need to save this thing to the backend. That is different thing. But from UI, using type equal to file, you will give option to the user to upload a file. Okay, that is the use of the file. Okay, there are some more things are there. Color useful for selecting the color of. Okay, let's see how it will come. here color colon, this one is coming. Now if you click on this one, it will show the color of this one, multicolor. Whatever color you can choose it and you can select it. Here click on this one and click enter, that is coming here. Okay, if you want to create some applications or something, if you want to give some preference to the user, user want to select something, then you can choose this one. Okay, yeah, so I want to, there is some more types up there. Input type equal to checkbox. Okay, let's go there and write it here, like say confirm agreement, confirm terms and agreement. Okay, terms and agreements. Here we'll write it, what is the checkbox. Checkbox is useful for here it is coming, right? Text, it is useful for checking this one. You can check and uncheck also. Okay, so like this it will useful. There is some, if you go to some websites, Facebook or google.com, while creating a account, it will show users to agree to the terms and conditions, something it will show you. So for that it is useful, this one checkbox. So there is similar way other things are there. What is that? Radio button is there. Okay, now let's say radio. Here we will use what is that? Enter gender, select gender. Now we need to, so here name equal to some male. Okay, this is label is not required every time. Okay, here female. Okay. Here you can write male colon some input, female colon not required. Let's remove that. Here other. Okay, now let's see how this will work. Here we need to give same name for these three things. I will tell about this name after this. Okay, gender. Now let's see how it will come. See here, three checkbox is coming: male colon check, male checkbox, this radio button, female radio button, other radio button. If you see here male, now I selected male. Let's say I want to select female. Let's say I want to select other. So gender will always will be male or female or other. Okay, so any one only we can select. We cannot select male and female, right? Let's give here break. Yeah, now some space is coming here, so you can select if it is a male here, female here, and other here. Okay, any one only select. But if it is a checkbox, you can select multiple things. That is the only difference. Radio button and checkbox. Okay, radio button you can select any one from this option, only one. But checkbox you can select multiple things. Now there is one more thing is there. Say copy this one, paste this one, and break. Use some breaks. Now here one reset is there. Okay, reset data. Now I want to reset the data. Reset means everything will go, whatever you filled, everything will go and default text will come. Let's say I've written something. Okay, now I'm clicking reset. See here, all data is going and default data will come. This default data I given in the here using value here, equal to 3 value equal to this given that one. So those default values will come back when you click that reset data. That is the use of reset data. You can reset complete form, whatever you entered, that thing will go. Okay, so this is about reset. There is some attributes are there now. Okay, so now I want to focus this input, first input. How to do that? If you want to focus it, you can use autofocus attribute. So here it is showing. Let's save this one. See here, automatically it is focusing. Focusing means that cursor is there in the input, it is pointing to that particular input. Let's say you want to focus this one, then remove here one at a time, only one focus will happen in the form. Click this one. See here, now focus is happening in the second input. So ideally first input we will make it focus. So for that we will use autofocus attribute. Now let's say I want to disable this password. How to disable? There is one more attribute is there, disabled. Now go here and see here, I cannot enter this one, it's not clickable. That is the use of disabled. Similar way, for email I want to add some placeholder. How can I add it? Go to email, placeholder equal to some enter email. Let's go here. See here, enter email is coming. So using placeholder we can give hint to the user, enter something. That is the use of placeholder. Okay. Yeah, those are the attributes. So what attributes we used? Autofocus, disabled, and placeholder. Yeah, this is about the forms. So there is one more attribute is there, required. Let's say I removed this one and I clicked submit data. Required will useful for date. I'm going to use required attribute. Required useful for it will say to the user it is a required field where I use date. Okay, go to here, date. I did not select anything, I am submitting the date. Submitting the data, then it is showing please fill in this field, because we mentioned it is a required field. That is the use of required attribute. So yeah, that is for today's session. So what and all we explained, we'll recap in 1 minute. Okay, so first one we used first name, last name. These are the input type is type equal to text. This is the type equal to password. This is the text area. Text area will useful for writing some address kind of thing. If you want to enter some multi-line content, you can use text area. If you want to select from multiple selection, multiple options to single selection, you can use select box. Okay, this is email. If you want to enter some Gmail, you can use it. Okay, date of birth. If you want to select some date, you can use date picker. Input type equal to date, you can use it. For example, date of birth, you can use date. if you want to select month or week, you can use this one, input type equal to month, input type equal to week. This file also, let's say you want to upload some file, you can choose input type equal to file. If you want to select some color, you can use this one, input type equal to color. If you want to create some agreement like confirmation asking, then you can use input type equal to checkbox. Let's say you will see some websites while creating accounts, it will ask agree terms and conditions checkbox. At that time you can use this one. And one more thing, radio button. From multiple options, if you want to select only one, then you can use radio button. Let's say select gender, male or female. You cannot select both, multiple. You need to select only one. At that time you can use this radio button. If you want to reset something, reset means let's say I selected these two, I want to reset this form, then I can use reset data. Reset means whatever initially is there, same form will come. If you want to submit this data, we can use input type equal to submit. We'll see that saving part in another session separately. And this focus, let's say if you refresh this page, and initially if you want to focus some input, then you can use auto focus attribute. If it is you want to show some placeholder to the user, then you can use input type equal this placeholder equal to this one. Okay. And if you while submitting the data, you want to tell to the user this is a required field, then you can use required attribute. So these are the things we explained today. So this is very important topic. This is useful for communicating between UI and backend. So these details we need to save to the backend. So at that time this will very useful session. Okay. So if you have any session or if you have any comments or doubts, you put in the comment section. I will give clarity in the next video. Thank you so much.